Today is March 11th, 2026, 2:43 p.m. This is Daniel Alexander Cannon here on Logic Before Authority. We are going live. We're going to be discussing the Middle East. We're going to hold no punches, you might say. Hello, Super Dave. What's happening, brother? Here we go.
I've got one that can see.
Logic Before Authority.
Hi guys, this is Daniel Alexander Cannon here on Logic Before Authority. Today we're going to talk about some things that are going on, as we know, things we're being told that are going on in the Middle East. You know, Iraq and all these countries that are said to be involved one way or another. And all the claims of what's happening and the claims of what's not happening. We're going to take a look ourselves at some things and see if we can actually discern a little bit of information for ourselves. What's happening, Mike Smith, Super Dave, Daryl Calhoun, Mock the Freak 33? What's happening, everybody? We're going to take a look and see what we can see for ourselves. And yes, I have been paying as close of attention as I can, like y'all guys do. And I've got some things I'm going to show you that what we're going to do is we're going to look at the flight activity that's going on, what is available to be seen, at least. And I'm going to go through that with you. We're going to look at the earthquake activity as well in and around Iran, and some very suspicious looking ones in Iran. And we're also going to look at the shipping activity in the Strait of Hormuz, or however you say it. Okay, a couple of different shipping apps, and look at what some of these ships are doing, and are they passing through the strait or not. I've been watching this, well, from the beginning, basically, and watching the ships line up and cluster up, and like this one did, it started right here, and it went up like it was going to go around, and it turned around, basically stopped right here for like a day or two, and then it turned around and came back down here, and now it's back down here. And I've seen them, I haven't seen much at all actually go through here. Okay, it's like there's a line here or something where things will come up to it and then they'll turn around. But we're going to look at some of that activity as well. Some of the more interesting stuff that we're going to look at, however, are images that are, thank you to Richard Medhurst on YouTube. He was able to, through some kind of a service that he pays for, to get images out of the Middle East of different bases in different locations, okay, and what is actually going on there, as far as are the Iraqis actually successfully hitting these bases. Okay, so we're going to look at some of that, some of the damage images and so on. Like in this image here, this is a military base. It's a U.S. base in the Middle East. And as you can see, it's on fire. There's multiple points of smoke coming out right here. And I suspect that this is, you can see there's a runway there in the middle for airplanes to take off and all this. And you can definitely see that things are on fire. And I have some before and after imagery I can show you on some of this, like this one. This is actually a before image, and this is the after image. It's not centered exactly the same, okay? But you can see this is an airport, okay, where aircraft were able to take off and all that. And this building over here, several buildings over here, and one back here as well, are up in smoke. Okay. It seems that the majority of what the focus has been in these strikes has been radar stations. It's the radar stations that give Iron Dome its ability to see and track missiles and be able to shoot them down, or even drones, and shoot them down while they're incoming. Those radar stations, for the most part, in the Middle East have all been destroyed by Iraq. And I wouldn't say that because I heard it somewhere, unless I had some, what I think is pretty good. It's probably the most trustworthy that we have access to. I would encourage you to go check out Richard's channel, Richard Medhurst, as you can see on the screen right there. And he's got a complete video on this. I just took some screenshots out of it and wanted to share it with y'all guys. Let's see here. Let's look at more images here. You can see this location here, of course, has been hit. And I think I got a double picture. No, those are two different locations. This is another location that's been hit. Radar stations. And some of them you can see are clearly radar stations. This one, not sure what this one was, but at least one of the 8 buildings is gone. And I would imagine that it's like a network on a computer. If one's gone, the whole thing isn't functioning correctly. That's how this technology works. Here's another one. Let's see. I think I have closer images. It's this little radar station out here, one of the ones that control the Arrow systems and the Iron Dome systems, one of the radar stations that is used to be able to see the missiles incoming. And you can see, here it is here, before and after. It's on fire. See the smoke coming out in the satellite imagery? Here's another one that's been struck and destroyed, before and after images. If you go watch Richard's video, he does a better job than what I'm doing right here in being able to show it to you. But we're going to look at this, but we're also going to go look at the air traffic maps and the shipping maps and earthquake maps as well here in just a minute. But I found it very interesting that he was able to purchase basically the images. He's not in the U.S. He's in overseas somewhere, but he was able to get access to the images showing some of this damage that's been done. Okay, like, and this is a, let's see, is this, yeah, this is a before. See the building right over here, right there, and several others. That same building is now black, along with this building here and a building over here. So here, here, and here is now black compared to the way it looks here. Except for that one kind of looks black already. Maybe it was already hit. I don't know. But that building is nice and white right above my mouse. And now it's got a hole in it that's black. And so does the one down here. That was a radar station. Here's another one. Let's see if I've got the, oh, actually that's the same one, but zoomed up. See it here? See the white building? Okay. And then now it's got a big black spot in it with black around it. And right here, see that black spot right there? That was that building right above my mouse. You know, someone might say, especially an American, might say, Daniel, why are you showing images showing that the United States bases are all getting blown up? Or at least their radar, their eyes have been poked out. Well, some of you already know. If you look at this, this is a report from Israeli news, which is, I don't think it's controlled directly by Israel. It says, IDF says it can't guarantee it will send alert for missile before sirens sound. Okay. So this is a new report saying that they can't guarantee they're going to be able to alert people that the missiles are coming. Okay. Because they've got their eyes knocked out, or at least quite a bit of their eyes have been knocked out and they can't see any longer. But Daniel, that doesn't explain why you're talking about American bases being destroyed. And why are you talking about something like this? That's a bad thing, Daniel. Why are you talking? Well, you see, I look at this a totally different way. Maybe not different than all of you necessarily, but different than the average public for sure. I look at it a lot different. You see, I am not an American. I am not a citizen. I am a child of God. I am in this world, but I am not of it. I am in this flesh, but I am not of it. This flesh belongs to this world. My soul does not. And so just because I was born in the United States doesn't make me blind to the obvious case of that the United States has been attacking, preemptively attacking countries ever since I was a teenager and destroying them. And doing regime changes, taking out the leaders of those countries, the families, killing them all. Or as of recently, kidnapped them, like in Venezuela. And you say, but Daniel, we're supposed to support our team. No, it's not my team. It's not my team. If you're on that team, I'm not on your team, you see. I'm on the team of truth. I'm on the team of what's real and what's right. And I'm not going to stand here and pretend like that I support the United States in this. The United States is literally a dream, a fiction. It's an idea that you believed. And I believed it too for a while, but I no longer believe it. Countries are made with imaginary lines, imaginary borders, imaginary belief systems, imaginary money, imaginary most everything. But because we're born into a specific country, because what says I couldn't have been born in Germany or China or somewhere else? I could have been anywhere. People that actually run this world are in control at the top, above Iraq, above the United States, above Russia, above China. There are people that are ultimately the ones at the top. And we are just pawns on a chessboard that they can just use any way they want, and that's how they see it. They do not care at all about us. They send our children to die in wars that they're already in control of on both sides. You see, the war in Iraq is not against the leadership. But Daniel, they killed the Ayatollah, whatever his name is. They killed the leader. They killed this one. They killed that. Maybe. But it was all planned out like that to start with. And he may not even be dead. You see, the world is a stage. It's a stage that has got scenes and plays and a cast, just like what you see on television. And whereas most of this information you're seeing on television or on a screen, most of us or none of us are even there. We don't know what any of the truth is, truly, which is why I'm showing some of these images that I'm showing, so that we can maybe see a little bit of possibly truth of what's actually happening over there. You see, many years ago, when I finally realized that it was all a lie, it was a very, very difficult time in my life. I thought I was going to lose my mind. I realized that one of the things that really woke me up was when they poisoned my son. And I realized that it was intentional, through a needle, saying that he needed it, had to have it. And it almost broke me. Maybe it did break me. But I cannot sit back and support or believe a lie, even if I'm in that country. And there's a lot of you out there. There's a lot of the people that are even in the military that don't want nothing to do with this war. I've seen videos of different troops, Marines, different people saying, I don't want nothing to do with this. But they also expected that. It's also part of the plan. They want and ultimately plan for the United States to lose this war. By the end of what this war becomes, the United States will no longer exist. Remember, you're not an American. You're not a citizen of the United States, or at least I'm not. They're going to play this out because it is written. Whether they truly believe or not, they're playing it out. Mystery Babylon will fall. And the United States is that Mystery Babylon. And of course, it has tentacles and pieces and parts all around the world. But this conflict that we see now with Iraq is the conflict that is going to lead to the prophecy and revelations about the woman, the whore, riding on the back of the beast, prodding that beast its whole life. Give me more. Rah, rah, give me more. Rah. Poking the beast, poking the beast. Do what I say. Turn left, turn right. Pull this, do that. Give me this. I want more. That's not enough. And they're playing it out. And this beast with 7 heads and 10 horns is going to rise. And those horns are the nations such as Iraq, North Korea, not Iraq, Iran, maybe even Iraq somehow in some ways, but Russia, the red countries. And I'm not for sure exactly which all of the countries it will be, but they will rise. And they're going to come together because, as Iraq calls America, the great Satan, supposedly, there comes a point in a empire's time when it's played the big bully so long that the people decide they've had enough. Now, they know this. The elites know this. And they're weaponizing it. They want us to rise up and say, enough is enough, bully. We're not supporting you anymore. We're not doing what you say anymore. And there goes the planned fall of the United States, Mystery Babylon, and the attempted roll-in of the New World Order. A one-world government, a one-world religion, a one-world monetary system, digital, invisible, untouchable. And it's not yours, and it never was. For you are not of this world, and for you are not of the flesh that you think you are in, or that you think you are of. That is a fantasy as well. We have no horse in this race. I have no horse in this race. Let's take a look at some things going on in the Middle East. We're going to do this several different ways. This is a traffic app, okay? And it's going to show us all the military traffic and cargo traffic, stuff like that mainly. And I've went back for 2 days and let it play forward at a increased speed. So if I play it, it's interesting and time consuming to watch and see what you're seeing. Especially, for instance, in this area. Look at all the airplanes that are coming in around this area. Jordan, Israel, Egypt. And they're coming in, landing, taking off. Lots of cargo planes coming in. And you'll see a lot of airplanes that just appear and disappear out of nowhere. And check that guy out. He's moving, ain't he? Oh, and he got in line. You can have glitches on these systems, of course. Now let's stop our little fast motion thing. And let's look at supposedly close to real time, okay? So here we are real time, and likely in real time we're not going to catch anything very interesting. If I turn on all traffic, you can see all of the traffic, the commercial traffic, business traffic, helicopters, everything like that. And there's a lot going on. Not too much above Iran, but there is even flights flying right through Iran according to this mapping system. Here's another one. Flying right over the war zone where the Iranians are not shooting down the planes. They could. They certainly could. The Iranians, they've been building this base for a long time. And now we've had Trump come out, supposedly he said he was anointed by Jesus Christ in order to lead the United States into Armageddon. His words, not mine. His words, not mine. So I'll switch back to military, drone, and restricted. Okay. And if you watch this map, this is called Plane Finder, planefinder.net. And a good friend, Dr. Robert, allowed me to have access to his premium plan. I don't know what the regular plan allows you to see or not, but you pretty much have to look at it quite a bit to see some very interesting things. Like you can see over here, you can see some drones. Drones flying along the coast over here, doing a lot of little circles. You know, they're looking for something. What would they be looking for? They're looking in a wide area on the land and on the sea, likely. What would they be looking for? Of course, we have some idea of what they would be looking for. Here's another one up here. It's cruising around in circles. They're just having fun, flying in circles. No, when they fly in circles like that, they're looking for something, or trying to look for something at least. We're also going to look at the United States, because these chickens are going to come home to roost soon enough. But let's go over to the United States and see what's happening over here. This is, again, no commercial traffic, no cargo, no business, no personal helicopters, just military, drones, and restricted, which is governmental. And if we look on the West Coast over here first, you can see quite a bit of activity. When I look at this over the days, over the last week or so, you see quite a bit of governmental and military helicopters that are flying up and down the coast from San Francisco to San Diego and LA. They fly backwards and forth up and down the coast all day long. And I'm looking to see if I see any of that activity at the moment. There's definitely some helicopters up. Quite a bit of them, actually. But this is not private aircraft. Like, see, that one says USS Army. That one there's military, like Navy or Marines. This one, another one, see, it's got the little tags on it that show that it's actually military. There's Marine aircraft. They're all flying up and down the coast here. As you can see, this one is flying backwards and forth in loops. What are they looking for? They expecting somebody? expecting a visitor maybe. Here's a helicopter doing a similar thing, doing a loop-de-loops. Here's another one. Look, he's looking for something. Well, Daniel, that's normal. Here it is when you're a country that is the bully of the world. Now, I realize that we as the people are not that country because I said I'm not an American. I'm not a United States citizen. I am a real man in the flesh, child of God. I have no horse in this race. So yeah, it's normal. And yeah, they should be looking for something because they have poked the beast that the whore rides on again. But this poke is going to turn out different because just like I showed you, it ain't going the way that they thought. Or maybe it is going exactly how they thought. When they blow up these places like this, how many United States soldiers do you reckon were killed? In this image here, every one of these little light or darker looking areas are areas that were struck and buildings were destroyed. But there was nobody in there, right? There's only like 6 U.S. citizens that have died. I don't believe so. Matter of fact, I don't believe a word they say. Matter of fact. Now, things I'm saying aren't necessarily good news. But it's closer to the truth. It's closer to the truth. Something the Bible says about learning truth is that it is painful. It's dreadful. When you seek knowledge and seek the truth, in this world, what you find will hurt you. What you find will disturb you. Because this world is not what they told us. We were all living a dream, a fantasy world, based on concepts, ideas, and realities that were not reality. Reckon he's looking for anything? He's just joyriding. Oh, wait. No, he's military or government. Yeah. He's got a purpose. Mm-hmm. I've been watching them cruise up and down for a couple weeks now. And they wear this coast out from basically San Diego to San Francisco. Not so much above that. See up here? Nothing going on up here. Why all these government and military aircrafts here? And down here? Why? It's normal, Daniel. Yeah, if you still believe the dream, lie. Now let's look at some other places. We'll go over to the East Coast. See what we see. Now all these aircraft are government or military. And as you can see, there's a lot of activity. Now if I turn on all traffic, there's a whole lot more activity, but that's like commercial airplanes and things like that. But if we just go military, restricted, and drone, we still got a lot of activity. You got fighter jets off the coast, cruising around. See, here's 4 of them. 4 fighter jets. Looping together, flying together. What are they looking for? Oh, they're just practicing. No, practicing days are over. Practicing days are over. Oh, he's turned now. Took a sharp turn. Another loop-de-loop. And this kind of activity of searching goes on nonstop. Mainly off the coast is what I'm seeing for the most part. Along the coast and off the coast. See how that one's running the coast? Why? It's U.S. Air Force. Here's another one. Flying similar pattern. Why? What's that one looking for? Those of you that have been around for quite a long time, I've told you what's going to happen over the months and years. 16 years, in fact, I've been here doing this work. Trying to bring something closer to the truth to you as best I possibly can. The prophecies in the Bible and in other places as well describe what will happen and where it will happen. See that military chopper there is running the waters, basically. Took off from down here, flying backwards and forth around New York City, Manhattan. For many reasons. Some I would like to think would be good, but ultimately plan, and I've been looking and staring for 16 years. And the plan has been, and will be following Revelations and the book of Daniel and many other books as well. It is, and I don't have time, and I already have explained it all. I've read it to you. I've just deciphered all of it. I've told you about the white horse, pure white horse. The white horse that was righteous, and he wore white. Behold, I've seen a white horse. And he came to conquer and conquer. A righteous white horse came to conquer and conquer. And then, behold, the white horse turned into blood. And he had a great sword. And he would cause them to kill each other. And then, in 2019, SpaceX shot rockets up in the sky that had the white horse and the red horse on it, depicted symbolically exactly as that, the patches on the missiles, on the rockets, showing that they are playing out the white horse, the red horse, pale horse, and the black horse, right? It's all playing out. And they want us to be invested in it. They want us to feel like we're losing. They want us to be confused. They want us to come to even hating the country that we are in, because you can't have a new world order with a United States superpower in it. You can't have a United States with a country like Iraq, where the people still believe that they have a country. They're still living out the fantasy they were sold. The war in Iraq is not against the military or the leadership. It's against the people's minds to break their resolve that they have a country. The same thing has been playing out here. Along with depopulation, what do you think all those needles were about? Not just death, but depopulation, and worse. There are things worse than death. Don't you know? They have had a couple of earthquakes. Actually, more than just this two in the last 2 weeks. They've had about 4. Right in this area right here. All 4 of them have been. I don't have the premium plan to be able to go back further than 7 days, but 4.1 and 4.0. And if you zoom in real close and go use Google Maps and look at the locations of the earthquakes, they were where some big bombs dropped. They're underground bases that they're trying to destroy. But Iran, all of everything they basically have done has been built under mountains. Under mountains. See, there's a big difference between Iraq and Iran. It's the same reason Afghanistan could not be defeated. The same reason Vietnam could not be defeated. Because of the mountains. See on here, as I'm backing out, this is Saudi Arabia over here, of course. Iran. And the whole country of Iran is nothing but mountains for the most part. You see, Iraq, more than half of it is just straight out desert, and the rest were not very big mountains. You can't see, they could take tanks like the United States ground war in Iraq when I was in the military. Yeah, I served 4 years that I'm not proud of. Yeah, I got a medal, Army Commendation Medal, which is very rare. I should be proud, but I'm not, because I know that I was involved with something that was a death machine, a deception machine, a lie machine. You can't drive tanks over here. Too many mountains. Too many places to hide. Too many military bases underground. Perfect location to defend yourself from. And the people that are there doing the defending believe in this fantasy that's playing out. A fantasy, a world stage with real world terrible things that will happen. Yes, it's a world stage, but there are real world implications, because the powers that be in this world, ultimately the demonic spirits that control these so-called people, are nothing but evil, and they hate us. These ships, you tend to see a line of them. You see how, like, this one went up here, like it was going to go around the strait, but it turned back and came back. They're doing that nonstop. See this whole line right here? All of those have went up here, turned around, and come back, and they got in this line, and they're just waiting. They're just waiting. They can't go through. You can see that the line is backing up. You see? They all go up here, they turn around, and they get in this long line that's wrapped around here. All those big giant tankers. So, are the ships being restricted from going through here? For the most part, yeah. You will see a couple of things around here. Like this is an Indian ship. And it's, well, let's see if we can see where it's recently been. It's an Indian ship that came from over here, came down to here, and looks like, well, you can see it's turned around. It didn't go through either. It stopped and turned around. You see, this is why I wanted to bring it to you like this, because this at least confirms some things for us, that we know that actually some things that are being said, whether they're true or not, including all of the blown up radar stations and military bases that the United States has built in the Middle East. They're just bombing them. They're destroying them because they've knocked the eyes out of the bully. The bully has no eyes. And that don't mean the bully's completely blind yet. But it does let us know a little bit about what's going on, for sure. And I'm going to try, as y'all guys know, I've had to step back a little bit because the level of support that comes in to support this channel has been awesome for 16 years. But as of late, this channel is not allowed to grow, and they're continuously trying to keep y'all guys from coming back and participating and being involved and sometimes supporting this work. It's just not there anymore, and I've had to take on some other work in order to survive. I didn't want to. I'd rather do this all the time like I've done for 16 years. But the reality has become pretty clear. I'm not sure of my schedule, how I'm going to do this. Roxy and Shannon, the Roxy Files, and Children of the Most High, and some others are like Super Dave. Everybody's continuing to do what they do, and we will continue. Surely I don't know how to keep my mouth shut, so I'll continue. You see, I'm not afraid to die in this world. Not afraid of losing my life in this world. I am afraid of losing my soul in the next life. I've already done dumb enough stuff in this life to lose my life, but Father spared me literally several times. And I also know, because the way that he spared me, is that he is right here, right now, and it is his, when I place my life in his hands, it is his will that decides. And it's the same for you, whether you realize it or not. So I would lean on Father in heaven and believe that he's right with you. Because from my experience, he is. I love you. Till next time. This has been Daniel Alexander Cannon here on Logic Before Authority.
I've got one that can see.
Logic before authority.